Detroit got its police force back today. In a surprising turn of events, OCP agreed to key demands made by striking police. In a night of widespread lawlessness, there were also moments of heroism. Justin Ballard-Watkins has that story.
Officer Ann Lewis, even while on strike, she risked her life to uphold the law. Broken bone, shot 3 times. What a girl.
It has such a weird tone. The sort of sarcastic, satirical nature of the movie.
What would you call this? Social satire?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dystopian
It's hyper
comedy?
America. Hyper 80s. It's comical, it's over the top, and yet it still treats itself seriously.
Yeah, it's not just a farce.
Right. Like, this could easily just be an over-the-top parody. And yet, despite the fact that there are comical elements, like these news segments with the commercials, it's not a comedy.
No. It's one of the funniest movies ever, though, despite not being a comedy.
It's elevated schlock.
Yes. The second one, probably even more so.
But we're talking about Robocop.
We're talking about Robocop.
Robocop.
I don't know that people, when this came out, I don't know how many people understood that this is a parody. I think a lot of people just saw this as the schlock. That's man in a robot suit.
As like a weird action movie,
and
I guess.
Even though Starship Troopers is a similar thing where they take these schlock elements, but they treat it a bit smarter, people just saw the fascist elements of Starship Troopers and had turned them off.
And didn't get the satire
And didn't get
of
the
it.
satire elements.
I don't even think they saw the fascist elements. I think they just thought it was a movie about
Giant
space marines
bugs
fighting
well,
bugs.
that's. I mean,
yeah.
I guess that's the same with this, where like you could watch this. Like as a little kid, I don't think I got the satire. I understood that it was odd for a big action movie. There was odd elements to it, but I mean, I guess you could watch it as just a straight action movie.
Robocop?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's weird because, like, I mean, especially when he's in the Robocop suit, like it just looks so silly, and that works when you understand the tone of it.
Not when you're 10.
Does it look awesome when you're 10? I really don't remember.
I think, honestly, I think it looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, Paul Verhoeven, who directed this, went on to do Starship Troopers with a similar tone. And this is the kind of precursor to what he does in that, where the male and female officers are all equal.
Yes.
They're all in this locker room together. I think there's a couple
As
women in here.
demonstrated conveniently with a co-ed shower scene.
Yes. This isn't as gratuitous as the one in Starship Troopers, but
That's the way to demonstrate gender equality.
yeah, they're all
co-ed
they're
shower
all
scene.
naked together.
I'm down with that.
So is Paul Verhoeven.
Paul Verhoeven was very ahead of his time.
It's an enlightened society they live in.
It's a very enlightened society.
And here we have Peter Weller and Nancy Allen both sporting the same haircut. Did anyone know Peter Weller as anything other than RoboCop?
Ever, no.
Like growing up? I mean, now I know him from stuff, but for the longest time, he was just RoboCop.
As a little kid, I knew him as the guy from Naked Lunch. We watched that in like my 5th grade class.
Of course. It's a requirement.
He goes on a great angry rant in this video I've seen online, like some kind of acting class, where he's horribly, horribly angry at the way people act in cars. Like, you don't turn your head and look at the passenger. You're driving a car.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
he gets super pissed off about it.
The Denzel Washington Award for never driving the car. Which I say, which he won the Oscar for him when he's not in the car, he's fantastic. But every time he's in that car, man, he's looking at Ethan Hawke for 90 seconds without looking at the road. Yeah, brother. I don't want to say something else, brother. The steering wheel never moves. And it's one long close-up. Is that stupid? Is anybody with me on this? Even my wife, who does not care about this, she's not an actress, saw that movie Training Day and said, he must have killed 15 dogs and 4 ladies.
No, Peter Weller is great, and he's perfect in this. One, because obviously he's a very, like, scrawny man, which means he can fit into the RoboCop suit without it looking too comical.
These ridiculous things coming out of my ears are just Ridiculous things coming out of my ears.
But also, even when he's doing like the Robocop voice, it's supposed to be this sort of like robotic voice, but there's still like a vulnerability in the sound of his voice.
Like he's not quite sure of what he is.
Yes. It's a fantastic performance.
Hence the point.
Yes.
It's like that's what the movie's about.
Well, of course.
Thank you.
That guy with the
Smithers.
glasses is in all 3 movies for some reason. He never has a character, but he's always there working for OCP.
Well, he's the only one they get back.
He's the only one they could get back.
Is he the inspiration for Smithers? Like the yes man to the old man? Because this is 87. It's
That's
prior
true.
to the startup.
Happy birthday, Mr. Smithers.
And this is Ronnie Cox, who played the villain in everything.
Not before this, though, I don't think.
Was he typecast because of this?
Possibly.
Here we have some wonderful stop motion from, I believe this is Phil Tippett, right?
Yes, Phil Tippett worked on this.
Doing the Ed 209.
Not the best miniature carpeting I've ever seen, but I'll give him a pass.
I don't think I've ever noticed the carpet.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to take a look now.
the carpeting kind of looks like fuzzy.
Best character in the film?
The leg does a little twitch.
Well, it's given so much character just by the way it's animated, like just its movements. It's really well done.
Props to Phil Tippett.
Yeah.
It's just a great, poorly designed piece of shit.
It is the embodiment of Dick Jones. I just love how there's a shiny, giant pistol in a little case in this corporate boardroom. It is.
You never know.
It's a setup though for the end of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like brutal and disturbing. When Ed 209 he puts the gun down and Ed 209 just continues to, and then immediately cuts to like a wide shot of all the scientists like scrambling, just trying to pull the circuit board apart. Like, there's many different ways you could do it, but Paul Verhoeven, the master,
Yes.
did it in a comedic way.
I mean, this guy is just getting obliterated.
There's more shooting.
This is the look at like
Oh,
that.
okay.
These shots
Okay,
here.
yeah.
There's more. And he just puts his head down.
Must have been a glitch.
Must have been a glitch. A little setup here of
Gun twirl
of Murphy's gun twirl.
from Laser Squad or whatever the kid watches on the TV.
Yeah.
The connection to Murphy and his family, and but it's not overly done.
It's about RoboCop just generically refinding his humanity. It's not about his love for his wife, rescuing his soul.
Right. I think he's dead. I think he dies on the operating table. And what's left is just vague brain functioning. You know what I mean?
But the big reveal at the end where he says, "My name is Murphy," that's him understanding that he was human.
Possibly.
So
Yes.
But I mean, like, it's not practical.
We need
In
to
a
point out this
realistic-
scene.
Yeah.
No, but this isn't the
God damn
real
it.
world.
Wait, Mike wants to talk about this guy pissing.
No, she cannot resist looking down at his penis.
I know, it's a
And
cute touch.
I love that moment.
Speaking of humanity.
And what's even more telling is that the character's name is Cox.
Is it really?
It's Joe Cox.
Holy cow.
But this is just like, okay, we'll deal with the humanity element a little, but really it's about RoboCop getting this guy. Here's Clarence Boddicker.
Yes.
The best villain ever.
I mean, I grew up in Second World War, and Heinrich Himmler was the head of the SS in Germany. I thought the prototype of a criminal is Heinrich Himmler for me. Clarence Boddicker should look a little bit with Heinrich Himmler, and that was the little glasses we gave him,
But,
But speaking of the guy getting, shot to death, here we have a similar scene, gets a completely different reaction out of you.
Well, because this one isn't actually played for comedy, whereas the other one was played for comedy.
It's all in the setup. They're in a corporate boardroom, and
The reactions afterward.
yeah.
Like, oh, it was a glitch.
Yeah.
It cost me money. Well, there's a corpse on the table. They just murdered somebody.
Well, and
and
the fact
nobody
that,
gives a shit.
And the fact that we're given just enough information about Peter Weller here to feel for him.
Right.
Also, that so little care was put into Ed 209. They were just trying to crank something out to make a profit. Of course, it's flawed.
And this, of course, is
Horrific.
horrific.
Why are you even trying? they should be calmly walking him down.
Like they know it's too late.
Right.
He's still alive.
This is great too. How long of a chunk is devoted to just this POV stuff?
Yeah.
Like it's a great way of telling a story where it's like we get, he wakes up for a moment and then he, shuts down and then he wakes up and it's like months later. And so we get all this information about like how long they've been working on it just through these little snippets.
Oh, yes. RoboCop's introduction.
My name is Robert Morton. I'm the developer of the Robocop program for OCP, and you're going to be meeting Robo in a minute. He is the most technologically advanced law enforcement product to date. I'd like you to meet him now. Now, you're only going to be able to ask him a couple of questions, okay? Not take up too much time, and I'll be right here. Robo, come on in. These men are going to talk to you for a minute, okay?
Robo, do you know why you were created?
I stopped crime.
I see.
Yeah, just get little glimpses.
I wanted to mention that little moment when he gets up and he's walking from his POV and there's a TV monitor in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
You just
catch
see
a
the side
glimpse
of his
from
head, yeah.
And all the cops here are running like excited children to see the new RoboCop.
Because in the theater, as an excited child, you would have been just like them.
I know. As a 5-year-old watching this X-rated film.
This was the era when that was the thing. These
The 80s were wonderful.
violent R-rated movies that appealed to children.
They made this a cartoon show.
They made Rambo a cartoon. They made so many cartoons based on violent R-rated movies.
And we're all fine. Why are people so stuck up these days?
What does Paul Verhoeven do now?
He fled. I think, what was his last U.S. movie? It wasn't Showgirls, was it? Was that after or before?
There was like
Starship
Hollow
Troopers?
Man and
Hollow Man. I think that was his last American
Jesus
movie.
Christ, that was like 25 years ago.
Yeah, no, he went back and he makes movies. Where's he from again?
Holland?
Sweden, Holland, Norway.
But yeah, no, he's gone back to.
Get back to Holland. You pervert. You sick man.
He realized nobody understood him anymore.
We understand
Starship
you.
Troopers and Showgirls probably didn't help his ability to get big budget movies.
Yeah, even though Starship Troopers is great, it didn't, it got bad reviews and it didn't do very well. And Showgirls, I'm still baffled by.
I've had dog food.
You have?
Doggy chow. Oh, I used to love doggy chow.
I used to love doggy chow too.
RoboCop, Starship Troopers, and Total Recall. That's the trifecta.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about flawless structure, perfect script. RoboCop introduced at 30-minute mark.
Yeah.
And then now...
And then we introduced the theme here, too, when he's driving around.
Basil
Polidorus. That's a flaw of the second movie, is that it doesn't use this theme. The third movie does.
Now, here comes another genre, the superhero genre. RoboCop is a superhero. And
this is his origin story.
Like Perfect Clockwork, he now goes out in his superhero uniform and starts solving crimes.
Solves a couple small ones.
The first one is the traditional guy holds up a liquor store. And I like how, I don't know how much money they have in their safe, but RoboCop interfering causes much more damage. Also, the police work was sloppy because he just beat that guy and he threw him into a glass freezer and left.
Good night.
Then he prevents a rape.
Now, this is the famous dick shooting scene.
Yes.
Which was when the RoboCop remake came out. There was I think it was called My RoboCop Remake or something, where all these different groups, each shot a scene from the movie. Our RoboCop remake, yeah. And the biggest regret of my life was not filming Rich's reaction when I showed him the Our RoboCop remake of this scene.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
It's the absolute biggest regret I will go to my grave.
Is it the most I've ever laughed at anything?
It's possible. Which, if you haven't seen it, look up. I think if you just search YouTube for like RoboCop dick shooting, you'll find it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is truly amazing.
and then stops a hostage situation.
The former mayor.
The former
who's
mayor.
sad he lost the election.
Yes.
This is where he pulls the guy through the wall, right?
Yep.
He like punches through the other side of the
He
wall.
just drives through the tape.
I love when he grabs it too. It's so awkward the way he's trying to pull him.
Because he's wearing a big awkward Robocop suit.
This is my favorite part. Any special messages for the kids?
Stay out of trouble.
You bet. Next time you see a cop, smile. Thanks for watching.
Dick Jones is making a number 2.
Yeah.
And the whole time, I just keep waiting for him to wash his hands. And he never does. And then he runs his fingers through the hair of Bob and grabs his hair and then leaves without washing his hands.
He's Dick Jones.
I know he's Dick Jones.
His little saving the day segments out of the way, and now we get to the real story.
Yeah.
Which is him getting revenge on all these guys.
Now it's him, tracking them down. I like, too, how there's the 4 main bad guys.
Yeah.
Henchmen, This is Toxic Waste.
This is Toxic Waste Man.
There's even a little characterization with the gas station clerk.
Hmm?
It's just a college student studying geometry, trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
That's the saving grace
And this
here.
guy who's just resentful of somebody who might think he's smarter than him.
What are you into, some kind of nuclear physics or something? Yes, I'm an ecologist learning proper ways to dispose of toxic waste that'll safe for our environment. Oh, that's a bunch of crap, man.
Toxic waste is fine.
It's just fine.
Leave it where
it never
is.
hurt nobody.
Yeah, toxic waste ain't never hurt.
And then he looks right at the camera.
That is a great explosion.
Even though for that wide shot, Robocop's face got much, much wider.
Yeah, you can tell. There's a guy in a burn suit underneath the
Under
suit.
a clunky Robocop suit.
That's all right though. Any kind of visual errors, I'm okay with, except for the ending when he falls off. I would have been okay with a dummy.
Yeah.
I also think it's a bit lazy that, although there is no other logical way to do it, but that Robocop has the giant bayonet thing that is like an R2-D2, stick it in a socket.
Yeah.
And sockets appear everywhere. I mean, maybe it's a utilized technology in the future that no one else uses. But
They didn't predict the USB port exactly perfectly.
Okay.
I think that's basically just what it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's better than him sitting down at a computer
typing.
But in the boardroom scene, they have an old school court stenographer.
Oh yeah,
typing
yeah.
So, not exactly perfect with their technology.
There's a bizarre cutaway in this sequence. When
the guy catches the gun.
Well, no, when Ray Wise kicks RoboCop in the crotch.
Yes.
It cuts to people dancing, and there's like a 1 second shot of Paul Verhoeven with his face right in the camera. That is weird too when the guy catches the gun, but that's kind of funny. There he is. It's just Paul Verhoeven going crazy.
He's dancing. Let's let Boddicker say bitches leave. Okay. The greatest line in motion picture history.
Bitches leave. Paul is Dutch, and Joost Vacano, the cinematographer, is German. And
I don't believe that Paul knew during that evening that bitches was a pejorative term for females.
We were getting ready to do the scene, and so we were kind of blocking it out, and Paul says, Cartwright says, bitches leave, then the bitches leave, and bitches, then you leave when he says that. And then he says, no, wait, bitches, don't leave, wait. Joost, what do you think? Should bitches leave when he says bitches leave, or should they wait for him to make a motion? Joost goes, the bitches should leave. Yeah, bitches. Bitches, you leave Miguel and I are just sitting there cracking up. And the bitches, they didn't seem to have a problem with it at all. You know, they were like, okay, fine, sure.
Very good. Thank you, bitches. Very good. That's a wrap on the bitches. Thank you very much, bitches.
Clarence Boddicker is probably one of the greatest characters in motion picture history.
He's just pure evil.
Yeah.
Yes, pure evil.
He's a scumbag.
Just a classic scumbag.
He's just a classic scumbag.
It's weird that he's drinking a glass of wine in this setting.
It is.
And he looks like a lumberjack.
Look, they got a whole bottle of wine there.
Yeah. This is what inspired the scene in Surviving Edged Weapons. Good old cocaine factory shootout. Fuck you. Oh, he missed.
Not that it really matters.
No.
Aim for the face.
Haven't you guys talked about that RoboCop is very easy to get away from?
Yeah, the RoboCop contradiction.
What is the RoboCop contradiction?
That all you gotta do is just say, I give up, and then slowly walk away. He's a good soldier, but he's not necessarily the best, like, police officer. And that's the contradiction. You need wit and intelligence and also the ability to kind of read people and also run after people if need be.
Could you spin that as just the reason is OCP is a corporation trying to make money and they don't really care?
Dick Jones, you can explain that because his ED-209, he was just using money to build that, and his real goal was to sell it to the military.
Yeah.
He didn't care if it made a good police officer or not. That was his stepping stone to bigger money.
Right.
But what Bob's goal with the RoboCop project was, I'm not sure.
He's just looking for a way up the ladder.
Yeah. So he created RoboCop, but I mean it's a minor flaw in the movie's logic.
Sorry, while you guys are talking about that, I'm just laughing at
Kurtwood
Smith getting thrown through multiple windows.
Oh yes.
But this of course has a much better payoff.
Yeah.
As the ED-209 cannot walk downstairs.
Yeah. All the thought that was put into the design of this robot, and that was just an oversight.
That's the point. It's so poorly designed.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He just wants to sell a military contract.
Like, it's so confused. It's just flailing.
It's squealing like a pig. Like
RoboCop just runs away.
I'm out of here. Oh, I know. Here's another sad part. I guess this is the equivalent of the dismantling scene, but this comes at the proper story beat.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
The end of Act 2. RoboCop's in the worst
lowest
point.
Yeah.
The cops have turned on him now.
But not his friend.
Not his friend, and he's barely functional.
The point of Robocop is, of course, it is a Christ story. It is about a guy that gets crucified after 50 minutes, then is resurrected in the next 50 minutes, and then is like the super cop of the world, but is also a Jesus figure.
In a moment, she helps him do target practice, which is kind of funny because he's shooting babies. The Gerber baby, blowing it up. It's a nice little touch. Clarence Boddicker, this is another one of his wonderful character traits. Someone has the same car as him, and he's not going to let that stand. He's got
destruction.
He's got to remain the top dog no matter what.
This movie has two amazing villains.
Yeah, most of the movies are lucky if you get one.
Yeah, Dick Jones is the real villain.
Yeah.
He's the real villain. This is also a minor flaw.
What?
The RoboCop has the element of surprise. And he just says, "Looking for me," to give them time to all turn around. And he could have just mowed them down. But that's okay.
It's personal. He needed them to know who the fuck is shooting them.
That's true. Remember me? You don't hear much about toxic waste anymore. Or acid rain.
Yeah!
Oh, God. And he's like wheezing and
His,
like it's
his
horrifying.
fingers are melting at the tips.
Yeah.
So fucking disgusting.
And we linger on it.
It's just disgusting.
It's not a quick thing. We
oh
linger on
yeah,
it.
it's not just a quick little moment. We have to watch him moan in agony.
And then explode when he gets hit by a car.
Then get hit by a car.
Again, this is a best of the worst movie, like just done to perfection.
But done well, yeah.
It's filming in an old steel factory. Some guy explodes, hit by a car. Okay, now.
So there you go. He's doing your thing, Mike.
What?
Clarence Boddicker. He's putting his hands up.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't work.
No, I mean, he's not walking away, though.
Oh, okay. He has to also walk away.
Yes. Because police protocol would suggest that you can't just shoot someone in the back as they're walking away. I mean, maybe not modern day cops.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that is an effective shot. That
it looks good.
Yeah. How do they do that?
I would imagine it's a dummy.
It's just a but I mean, it helps that it's a robot suit.
Yeah.
You know, not an actual body.
Just a dummy in that pose.
Would look, yeah. And that's a great explosion too. That.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now when he gets stabbed in the neck, look in the background. It looks like a guy like just watching, like a crew member, but it could just be like something that looks like a person. I don't know. There.
Oh yeah.
Is that a guy?
I don't know. It might just look like a guy.
Lewis?
No,
she's on the ground.
She's in the other direction, but. So, okay, now we got to get to our second bad guy. Does Robocop wash all the blood off his chest before bursting into the room?
I think he's just filthy.
He definitely doesn't wash it off
Yeah.
of his USB port. This is great. So here we got the worst dummy in the history of movies.
Was it a dummy or is it?
Well, it's like a little
Stop motion
miniature. It's a stop motion miniature.
Oh, Jesus
But
Christ.
why are his arms so long? It's like they were trying to do some sort of forced perspective thing, but it's a three-dimensional model, so you don't need to do forced perspective? I don't know. I've always been baffled by that.
When the Captain Jellicoe gets shot out the window, he has this like excited look on his face, like he's getting murdered, and then when he falls out the window, he gives a thumbs up.
Well, he knows he's going up in the company.
Yeah, it's just brilliant.
And then bam, your movie's over.
Dun, 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 dun.
Shoot the bad guy, falls out the window, done.
Everybody, that was the greatest motion picture ever made, Robocop.
Yes.
Well,
It's up there, goddammit.
It's up there.